So here we are with Season 4, Episode 3 of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. Last episode, we were introduced to Double Trouble, who is definitely going to double up the trouble. We'll just have to see how Catra will employ her in order to get the upper hand with the, of the Bright Moon Rebellions. This episode is called Flutterina, so I assume we're going to see another princess. I would presume it's that fairy thing that we see in the opening, but we'll just have to see. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access in the YouTube memberships. Other than that, let us get started. Oh, is this tiny Catra? Or... No. It's just Catra having nightmares about herself. How spooky she was. Mwah! Still regrets that action, huh? Red means scary.
What did you do to me?
Oh, and then that stare from Adora. Alright, snuff all that away. Aw, Emily.
Stay away.
Oh, Emily was just here to comfort you. It's got his little paw up on the bed and everything. Aw.
Was this your doing,
Entrapta. Ah!
What happened here?
No, the rebels managed to capture one of our bots.
Oh.
Retrofitted with some sort of
Surge device. Oh.
Exactly how many battles have your bots lost us lately?
You'd be wise to watch your tone.
She's trying to play like what Hordak does to her.
This bold in my presence.
Oh, so yeah, she's still testing it out with Double Trouble.
Apologies for being rude. I was getting into character. Did it work? Be honest. As always, I'm open to constructive.
Please give me a rating on Yelp.
Their technological capabilities have increased since Entrapta returned to them. It is of no consequence.
Wait,
I will improve our machine.
since Entrapta returned to them.
Elberon back.
I'm like, are we on episode 3?
See, you're thinking about this wrong. Elberon doesn't matter. It's what it can do for us that counts.
So Elberon matters. What? What is this fucking business jargon you're tossing?
Skewer the bot, and then use the bot.
To hit more bots.
And then Bow used his oil arrow to
Meanwhile, Glimmer is just over here like, God, I wish I was there.
Kick them.
Congrats.
get him. But we were totally
She's living vicariously off of them now.
Vice worked perfectly. Took
Okay.
the rest of the bots.
Okay, yeah, so I was thinking, that Bow...
amazing. Those bots didn't stand a chance against the
Bow is just kind of following in Entrapta's footstep, but Hordak thinks that Entrapta's back.
At least you'll be back soon, right?
No, we got more missions to do.
Soon.
Really boring wrap-up stuff.
The townspeople love us because we saved Elberon, so they're throwing us a celebratory dinner.
You guys, of course they want to thank you. You freed a whole town.
Yeah, so, we're gonna celebrate without you. Haha. Oh my... Oh my god, they're gonna just have the best party of their fucking life.
Super boring. What is it? What's going on? Nothing. Super boring.
Gotta go. Wish you were here.
Oh shit, dude. That's so much food. Swift win.
It's a big party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah! Yeah!
Is that normal to say?
As individuals.
Oh, we couldn't possibly thank you enough for liberating our
She shook Swiftwind's.
Really, really didn't have to go to all this trouble.
Oh!
small dinner. And word got out, and suddenly everyone's invited. So here we are.
Except for Glimmer. Oh, got the little picture of She-Ra in the back.
You saved us.
Ooh! Ooh! Ooh!
My job. It's what I
Ooh! What a bear hug right there.
at all.
I only know one person who does that sort of hug. Ooh! Got fans.
But to see you destroy those bots in person.
Mm.
Monsters of the Northern Reach?
Single-handedly?
Oh, I wouldn't say single-handedly. I mean, I guess I
No, you didn't.
played kind of an important part.
Yeah, but you were about to lose until all the other princesses came.
I'm gonna leave Elberon and join the rebellion, fighting side by side with you. I'm Flutterina.
Ah, Flutterina. Okay, I was wondering. Hyperventilating.
But we told Glimmer we wouldn't stay long.
I mean,
But we have to stay.
it would be rude not to.
It would be rude to leave without telling them.
Stories about me, not some long ago Shira of the past.
Me and what I did. Okay.
No, right?
Our scouts have reported another bot. It's bigger than anything we've seen. It's on its way here.
Oh no, it's a mecha.
Everyone, stay calm.
Oh, good thing they
You're
stayed.
under our protection. Let Shira handle this.
Can we get the people who can fight to come with us?
We shouldn't prepare for an attack.
Yes!
We say cautious today, here tomorrow.
Yes, I agree.
After all, it's my job.
No, they can't rely on you. What if you're gone and then the horde comes back?
Bo, it's okay. Stay here and watch out for the townspeople.
Oh.
For the party to stop.
Oh my god.
Swiftwind and I can deal with this. You heard the mayor. It's one bot.
Yeah.
How tough can it be for Shira?
Uh-oh.
Have fun. We'll be right back.
This is no bueno out here, dude.
That one's bigger than usual.
Nothing we can't handle.
What if it got more tools than before? Come on now. Wow. Look at that one two-hit combo right there. Oh, it regenerates. Oh my god. Oh, it creates more.
Normally grow back and turn into more pieces of cake when you cut it.
Sounds like unlimited cake to me.
Can't say I'm too impressed with Hordak's new toys.
Did that feel
Yes.
too easy to you?
Yes.
Nah, like they said in Elberon, we're awesome.
No.
Let's get back to the party.
No.
Everyone, just wait till you hear about.
Damn, dude, that was quick.
The horde, it was awful. They attacked as soon as you left. It must have been a diversion so that I'd leave Elberon defenseless.
Who would have thought?
We need to find them. I know I'm small, and I'm not a rebellion fighter, but I want to help.
All right, let's go. Oh man, party's over.
Where are my arrows?
The soldiers took
What, you
over.
think they're gonna let you keep those?
We should have evacuated the town instead of listening to Shira.
But that doesn't mean we can't work on getting out of here ourselves.
Yeah, he's done this before.
You and me in the field side by side, taking a bunch of random prisoners from a party, putting said prisoners in a
Big pit, guarding said pit.
Ah, the super pal duo is back.
What about the weapons we confiscated?
Just cut up pieces of paper, but gosh, isn't it so much fun?
We need to focus.
No fun mode, dude.
Do you think she'll try some secret attack?
No.
I'm counting.
What do you mean secret attack? It's literally going to be the most obvious thing.
I could help if I knew what you were up to, you know, like old times.
It's for a new strategy, okay? That's all you need to know.
You're just a pawn now.
Feeling a little left out.
Oh, feeling like Glimmer, huh?
Since that whole portal thing.
Get over it then.
You get over it then.
I mean, you're Shira, and I don't exactly blend in. It's a side effect of being majestic.
I think I have an idea.
All right, what's this idea? Oh, they're playing tic-tac-toe.
Oh no!
Ah, a diversion. They're just like, ah, might as well. Holy shit, dude, what a hard head. Technically, he hit him with a...
This must be where they're keeping them. What do? We saved them.
Alright.
Honor of Grace!
You're not gonna at least take their stuff and, like, you know... I want one of these days. It just fangirling as Shira. She starts listening to Shira. I was gonna say, one of these days, you're gonna do this and Catra's gonna be like, fuck you, and just attack you mid-transformation.
Wait, this doesn't make sense. The map said the pit would be here.
Well, I mean, isn't it just covered by that?
We'll handle this. Stay out of sight.
Have you asked Flutterina what she can do? You know, her abilities and all that? Oh, they're just gonna create new bots. What is this new tech that they've made? Like, how did they get this new tech? Shira, you literally saw them. Bunch of fucking dummies. Okay, so they are in the wrong place.
Seriously, I thought I'd have to kidnap
Another town.
Oh, that's right. You were having a party. Must have thought you were pretty special. Can we skip the speech? I'm done playing your games, Catra. Too many people got hurt when you set off that portal.
Oh, the portal. What a trigger word.
You're good enough at hurting your friends without my help. But you're still terrible at spotting traps.
So, like, there's, like, where do all the other soldiers? Yeah. It's also a trap, it seems like. Now I'm starting to feel like Double Trouble is in here somewhere, but...
At least I finally found a way to shut you up. Hey, get away from Shira!
Oh, dude, what a good aim. Hey, yo. Too many particles? Damn, dude, he just loaded an EMP? I guess that's what Shira did beforehand, huh? Damn. Now that's an attack that says, I was about to fuck you up.
I know you think I'm just a kid, but I'm ready to join the rebellion.
Hey, we're all kids here, so like, come on over.
We'd be honored. Thank you so much.
Feels like a happy situation. I'm just over here. I can't trust anybody. Oh.
Look, don't worry about all that Adora stuff. I'm here, and there's nothing the two of us can't fix. Because that's what friends are for.
No.
Catra Hordak will understand.
No.
And if Entraptor were here, maybe we could stop it.
Just triggering her.
Stop hovering around me.
Just back off.
I don't need to explain myself to you. We're not friends. Oh, and Scorpia, keep Emily out of my sight, or I'll sell her for scrap. Understand?
But Emily loves you. Oh, Scorpia. I do agree. She was she's been laying it on thick. Even though it was working for a bit, but now like extremely closed off.
I was so excited that everyone was treating me like a hero. I forgot to act like one.
Hey, Elberon's safe and we got a new recruit for the rebellion.
And I couldn't have done it without you.
Can you at least tell her, like, you know, stuff your ego for a bit?
Did it work?
Like a charm. The plan is underway. Welcome to Bright Moon.
Oh my god, it's Flutterina.
Idiots won't know what hit them.
Well. Okay, so it is Flutterina. Alright, we've got the Infiltrator. Some really spooky and eerie music for the ending. Wow, it's... I've already been distrusting over this whole thing. Stop it. Alright, well, I'm gonna go write my notes, and we will be right back to the center. Perhaps Flutterina got taken. I would presume... Oh. I would presume it's, like, after the whole Horde thing, when, Adora and Swiftwind came back, and they find Flutterina here. I think this is the part where they took her, right? And then they just left Double Trouble for her to be here, because Flutterina's just over here like, oh, Bo tried to help, and some of us escaped, except we didn't see anybody else escape, so, like, it seemed like they cut everybody in the party, it seems, you know? So, okay, that makes sense. So, like, this whole time, it's been Double Trouble as Flutterina. How does Double Trouble, like, find their personality and, like, their emotional shit so fast? I'm not really sure about that part. When they transform, like, are they able to just suddenly study that person emotionally or something? Not really sure. Because, like, honestly, it hasn't even been a whole day, and like Double Trouble just did like an entire character study on Flutterina. Damn, dude, the quickest character study. Wish that was me. Oh, look at the little paws on Emily, dude. Little paws on the bed. Hey, are you alright? I like that during this part with the everybody being captured. Maybe some people did get away, you know? I guess it's just over here on this side, nobody really mentioned it, that, you know, like, oh, at least somebody got away. But also, nobody mentions, like, Where the fuck is Flutterina? So, Bow comes out, right? No guards, weird. And then, that's everybody, right? Again, I guess he's probably just like, oh, Flutterina got away, I suppose. So, as he goes out, boom, Flutterina comes. Is She-Ra, she's in trouble and she needs help. I'm still kind of assumed that the entry point for Double Trouble is when they took everybody, but considering that Bow is just over here like, Flutterina, what are you doing here? So I assume he thought that she escaped, so like she must have still been at that building, if like that's not the entry point for Double Trouble. And then here is when she took Flutterina. That, I feel like if Double Trouble was like stalking her the whole time, then that would make sense that Double Trouble has like that much more study on her character and all that jazz, right? So then that would make it easier for Double Trouble to transform into Flutterina and then fool everybody like that. Alright, so that was Season 4, Episode 3 of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty good episode. Catra, you know, wastes no time. She's just like, all right, I see that Double Trouble can do this. I'm gonna put them to work immediately. So we'll just have to see what Double Trouble is going to do in Bright Moon, right? Whether they're gonna stir up some gossip, some trouble. I mean, we kind of see with Glimmer, right? Glimmer feels left out because she can't go on missions like she used to. There's that potential, like there's that vulnerability. I mean, I would presume if Double Trouble is able to fool everybody, she might even be able to fool Shadow Weaver as well. Who knows? But there's also that point as well, like in terms of like weaknesses in the Bright Moon. I say the Shadow Weaver is a weakness in Bright Moon because like she's a fucking mercenary, right? She's gonna do what she wants to do, and so if she sees something to her advantage, she's probably gonna take it. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But other than that, you know, if Double Trouble isn't there to cause some trouble or some inner turmoil within the rebels, they're going to be there to report on what Bright Moon is doing. Although I'll be honest, do you really need to report on what Bright Moon's doing? I mean, it's always good, alright? It's war, so it's always good to get more intelligence. But like at the same time, I don't know, I feel like the rebellion is they're just there, honestly. I haven't really figured out. I mean, they were kind of on the win and with like Elberon and all that, taking care of the bots and whatnot. So here we are in the beginning with Catra having nightmares about the portal situation. We see that her trigger words are portal and entrap the ooh, don't put those two sentences together. But also, I'm kind of just over here like, oh my god, she has a forehead? We're kind of going through this nightmare with Entrapta, you know, not wanting to turn the portal on, and once she got shocked, right, everything turns red, because red means scary. So this is a nightmare, so it's supposed to be a scary thing, and she sees Entrapta, who I think says something along the line of, why did you do it? What did you do to me? And then that flashes over to the glare that Adora gave to Catra, which, you know, Catra was shocked by that, by this glare, and she was so shook of that it comes into her nightmares as well, right? And here we got a little scared Catra as the portal opens up. Why did you do it? What did you do to me? Why did you do it? And Catra doesn't have an answer for this. Because why would she, right? She would rather just run away. Also, I love this low lighting right here that they show because it's Emily looking at her. It's nice to show that Catra is feeling some sort of remorse, some sort of, not even remorse maybe, but just guilt, I suppose, somewhere around there, right? Those sort of feelings, because if she can just sleep soundly in the night, like, then that would show that she absolutely has no sort of remorse or guilt, right? There's something within Catra that is still, I was gonna say human, but like, she's not particularly human, but you know, humanity, whatever, right? There's some humanity still left in Catra, but she is desperately trying to snuff it out. And even though she is kind of able to snuff it out a little bit, it comes to her in her dreams where she is the most vulnerable, basically. But I can't get over how Emily is just over here, you know, with her little paw on the bed. Again, so adorable. She's just here to try and comfort Catra. And the fact that, I mean, I know she's a bot and all that, and like maybe she has no feelings, but like if she didn't, right, she wouldn't be here, I feel like, anyways. But like also the fact that I would assume Emily knows that Catra freaking shocked and trapped her and then pushed her off into Beast Island, right? Even if Emily still knows that, Emily is just still over here like, hey man, what's going on, you know? Need a little comfort? So I really like that, but obviously Catra doesn't like this because Emily reminds her of Entrapta and she wants to get rid of everything Entrapta related, which I thought was an interesting thing, consider that that's what she says, and that was why, was it in the last episode or episode 1 of this season, that Scorpia was hiding her. But here is Emily just out in the open in front of Catra, and Catra, instead of just immediately going and scrapping her, right, just like, alright, get her the fuck out of here, she gives Scorpia a warning instead, right, and tell her, keep Emily out of my sight or else I will scrap her. And it's just like, come on, you did it with Entrapta, you could do it with Emily, easy peasy, come on. But it kind of almost makes me feel like that's how Hordak is with Entrapta's armor. That being said, Entrapta's armor on Hordak is what's keeping him a little bit more stable than before, but again, you know, he could just learn from that tech and then build his own and then scrap her armor, right? But there's still that lingering feeling that Hordak has for Entrapta, and the same goes with Catra. I only have 1 point for Hordak, which honestly is just a little bit more of a compliment for Bow. Right? The fact that Hordak looks at this device and he's just like, what was this you're doing, Entrapta? And he thinks that it's Entrapta who did that, which it's a nice showing of Bow's achievements. When he first started, he just didn't know what the fuck that what he needed to do, right? With Entrapta gone and everything, and so he's decided, alright, I'm gonna follow Entrapta's path. And she even had the little recorder thing that she does. So I really like that he is now currently basically trying to figure this whole thing out by himself, right? He takes the bot, he learns their insides, and now here he is with his latest invention, which is a surge device. And just by one hit of it, it wipes out like the rest of the bots. And so it's such a great invention that Hordak thinks that it's Entrapta's, and when Hordak says it to Catra, right, quote-unquote Catra, he says that, oh, Entrapta is now back with the rebels, and I'm just like, that's very funny. What I said in the last episode, where I was just like, you know, Double Trouble kind of felt like she didn't really say much to Adora, and I was just like, okay, that was a little weird, because I felt like Catra, she would love to fucking yap to Adora, but I would presume, you know, Double Trouble now has a little bit more time to study. I thought before, because like my mind is so muddled, whether it was Double Trouble or Catra, but I thought it was Double Trouble as Catra who responded to the Entrapta trigger word, to which at that point I would have been like, oh my god. Even Double Trouble knows her trigger word. But no, it isn't. At the very least, at least you kind of know whether it's the real Catra or not. Just throw the trigger words at her. Until Double Trouble learns about it anyways, you know? For Glimmer, we continue to see that she feels left out. Again, because she can't go on the missions, right? She's got to do her queenly activities and all that. Having to go to meetings. You know, boring meetings. She'd rather just be on the battlefield instead. And so, again, I feel like that could be a potential weak point for Double Trouble to just pour salt on. But also, the fact that Glimmer feels left out, and then later on in the episode, we have Scorpia, who tells Catra that she feels left out, because Catra isn't telling her about her plans anymore, which, honestly, the reason why she opened up her feelings to you last time, and then that was what got her in fucking trouble. So, you know, Catra probably learned from that, and she's just like, I'm probably gonna keep my mouth shut away from Scorpia. She is a weak point. You know, perhaps that's what I kind of assume, that Catra is starting to think that Scorpia is a liability now, especially with the path that she's going on, and Scorpia isn't exactly on that same path as her right now. we've had these sort of scenes before where Catra is just sitting out, you know, all gloomy like, and we had Scorpia walking out. I believe it was in season 2, episode 6 for Light Spinner, right? And that was when Scorpia was asking her, like, why do you even like Shadow Weaver? Anyways, we see Scorpia trying to be her usual self, right? Trying her usual spiel on a completely different Catra. This Catra is not susceptible to Scorpia's bullshit. Before, right, season 2, season 3, it was starting to affect Catra just a little bit, but as I mentioned, Scorpia's love for Catra is like a drop in a fucking ocean compared to Catra's hate/love for Adora. So, like, there's no fucking competing there. Unfortunate, right? Unfortunate, but Scorpia is still trying her best, and like, I still think that, you know, if somebody doesn't want to be your friend, you can't just go and be like, oh, we're friends, aren't we? It's like, no. So, understandable that Catra finally gets fed up with Scorpia and shouts at her, telling them that they're not friends. You know, cut the shit out. We're not friends. And also, she tells Scorpia, keep Emily away from me, or else I'm gonna scrap her. We have a bit of a sad Scorpia moment. She's just over here all gloomy, and we see her sitting, taking place of Catra, now I think about it, right? Catra was sitting over here all gloomy like, and now it's just Scorpia sitting here all gloomy like. I'm kind of leaning towards the idea of the two things that Scorpia can do now that Catra is like this, right? It was either she's going to continue on this path with Catra, you know, and just go down the spiral of madness, or Scorpia is going to run away, either just run away and just, you know, be by herself, or take Emily with her, or she's gonna head on over to the Bright Moon in order to try to stop Catra, right? Because she knows that this path that Catra is on is going to inevitably lead to her demise, so she would rather stop that before it's too late, and so she would want to go to the Bright Moon Rebellion, which would also means that Scorpia is the one person who has information on Double Trouble, because how would the Bright Moon people know that there is an infiltrator in the midst unless Double Trouble somehow gets a little tired of transforming and like accidentally transform at some point? Somebody starts to catch a whiff of it. Who knows? But I know that that is one entry point on the discovery of Double Trouble. Last episode, I think I had presumed that they were going to take Entrapta, but they're just gonna go and take a whole different new character, which I guess would make a little bit more sense because Double Trouble would need to watch them, I would presume. Like, they would need to study them in order to get into character, and since Entrapta is not there, they can't exactly do that, and also Entrapta is, you know, is herself. So, like, I think, I will say, Entrapta out of everybody is probably very unique. So, you know what? If Double Trouble is able to capture Entrapta's essence, I'd be impressed. But, again, I think Entrapta is very unique, and that it would be difficult for Double Trouble to do that. And also consider the fact that Bow would ask Entrapta about like the whole tech stuff, and like if Double Trouble can't keep up with that, then they may have suspicion. So understandable that they would take somebody like Flutterina, which is a little kid, and so it's a little kid, so it's just like, okay, whatever, you know? You can do whatever, child, you know? And also, there's the excuse of, oh, I'm a child, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing, so then they can just go about and doing some things that would be suspicious, but most people would write it off as it's a kid, so they don't know what the fuck's going on. So, that's a perfect disguise, honestly, when I think about it. Somebody pointed out to me back in season 2, episode 6, that there was a showing of when the Horde took the Black Garnet. They took the Black Garnet by force, and so I hadn't really been paying attention to that part. And it kind of clicks in the fact that, oh, so what Scorpia said to Catra, I believe, when she says, oh, our people just gave the Black Garnet to them. You know, like, people didn't really like my people anyway, so, like, we just joined the Horde. She made it feel like it was a willing thing. And so I'm kind of also over here thinking, maybe the truthful part is still the fact that people didn't like her people because they look scary, You know, they're all red, so like red is scary. They're fucking scorpions and all that, you know? So maybe that could be a little bit true, or, you know, that's just genuinely how Scorpia feels. But the part of her people willingly giving up the Black Garnet is definitely a lie. And I mean, I suppose the whole idea of people didn't like the way that she is, like, it made sense, so that's why I'm just like, okay. But then now that I think about it, I suppose a lot of things about the Horde, you know, in terms of like brainwashing or being lied to by history, right? History is written by the winners. And here in this point, the Hordes are the winners. So of course they're the one who fucking wrote this history. And Scorpia not knowing any better, right? Maybe she was just a child when the takeover was happening. Or maybe she wasn't even born when the takeover was happening, so she was just raised within the Horde, and that was the story that they told her, and she just went along with that because, again, that was all she knew. So that makes a whole lot more sense, and so I wonder if Scorpia finds out the truth that her people didn't willy-nilly give the Black Garnet away, that would enhance her desire to get the fuck away from the Horde, you know, and realizing that, yeah, the Horde is really bad. Let's not stay here. Then, you know, she has a rather good, a good relationship with Seahawk. So, like, if she does run away, like, at least Seahawk, if he was there, would be able to, what the fuck is that word? He would be able to give a good word to her, you know, at least to let people not be so fucking terrified or suspicious about Scorpia. And then there's the big chunk of this episode, which is about Elberon and Adora yet again getting her ego inflated. When will she ever learn? Probably not until season 5, halfway of season 5. This is something about Adora that, like, the more I just see Adora, and I'm just like, Adora, please. You are continuously falling into every single fucking trap, and the only reason why you get out of it is by the power of friendship or by She-Ra, you know, the power of She-Ra and everything. When we had this point where Adora was telling Bow that, oh, you know, I was excited that everyone was treating me like a hero, that I forgot to act like one. I wish Bow would just be like, yeah, you're right. You are being stupid. And I'd just be like, you know, it's also my fault for not pushing more, you know, to come with you, or actually, even if they were to come with them, that the entire people would have been taken in the first place. Like, I should have, like, I was also taken into the party, you know, we were both stupid. Let's learn something from that. But instead, Bow is just kind of like, he puts his hand on her shoulder and he's like, hey, Elberon's safe and we got a new recruit for the rebellion. Think on the bright side. And I'm just like, I know, great that we can think on the bright side, but like, can we think about the fucking problem that led to it in the first place? And can we learn from it? Thank you. When will Adora ever learn? I'm still trying to figure out these things and like how they regenerate. You know, the Hordak is like working on these new bots and whatnot, but like I suppose this is also a part of like the first one's tech that they're working on, and it just regenerates like that. I will say, like, yo, can you put that upgrade on Emily? But also, does that mean that if they cut Emily, Emily will split into 2 and there will be 2 Emilys? Are these an upgraded version of EKS now that I think about it? Is that EKS Emily's big sister? No, that's EBS. I do like this part as we see the new interaction between Catra and Adora, right? Catra is still doing the same sort of spiel that she's doing to Adora, you know, playing around with her like a cat, but instead of Adora, even though she is technically fallen for a trap, she's decided, you know, Catra, save your fucking speech. I don't want to play your game anymore, even though she is still playing her game. But I do like, in terms of this new attitude for Adora, one of the things that I hope that Adora does, just tell Catra to shut the fuck up. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Even though Catra hates Adora, right? It used to be love, and like, there's perhaps still that little bit of love. That's why she's sometimes gets fixated on Catra the same way Adora gets fixated on Catra. Catra gets fixated on Adora the same way Adora is fixated on Catra. Okay. I kind of feel like Catra talks a lot with Adora, even though they're enemies, is because there's still that semblance of like within her, and this is like one of the only moments where she gets to talk to Adora anymore, even if they can be vile words or just her mocking Adora or, you know, making fun of her and whatnot. These are still the times when she is able to talk to Adora. She can't just fucking call her up on the phone and be like, hey Adora, what's up? Like, she can't do that. I was thinking, like, if Adora just doesn't listen to her, just tells her to shut the fuck up, I'm not here to talk, we're here to fight, right? Would that deprive Catra of something? Or is Catra already on that path of, I don't care? Again, we can kind of see here at this point, she's still taking that time to talk to Adora. And when she's like going on her old spiel, her speech and everything, right? Oh, you were having a party. Mother thought you were pretty special. Can we skip the speech? I'm done playing your game. You know, too many people got hurt when you set off that portal. That portal, trigger word. But also, Catra's just gonna be like,
what? You're telling me to shut up?
anyways, I'm gonna continue talking. Actually, I think it was Adora who continues talking. Yeah, I will never let you hurt my friends. Catra still just kind of goes back to talking. But again, it's that whole idea of, would you take something away from Catra if you don't talk to her anymore? Again, I enjoy seeing this very strained relationship between the two of them now. Well, we'll just have to see how this continues. My ideal is for Adora to just shut the fuck up around Catra, don't talk to her anymore, and just be like, all right, you know, you're a fucking enemy, I'm not talking to my enemy. But, you know, despite Adora being like, oh, I'm not here for your game, she still ends up falling into it anyway, so, you know, old habits die hard, that's all I'm gonna say. But, again, as I said, pretty good episode. If I have anything else to say, I'll write it in the description down below. And, that's it. Bye.